Hi guys, welcome back to the game room. It's pickups time again. I've spent quite a lot of money recently. It has coincided with my birthday, which was last week. Went to Weston-super-Mare and picked up some games and some bits and pieces as well. Yeah, went quite overboard. Spent quite a lot of money. Again, you know, not to the point where I should be too worried, but yeah, I've run out of shelf space, but I'm still picking stuff up, so you know, it's just how it goes. As you can see in front of you, the first pickup is wireless Sega Mega Drive controllers. As you can see on the box, it's for the Mega Drive 2, and you can tell from the red start buttons, which match up with the switches and buttons that are on the Mega Drive 2 console. So you can see you've got this infrared adapter that plugs into the controller ports. It fits the Mega Drive 1 as well as the Mega Drive 2. Doesn't fit the Multi-Mega, because of course the Multi-Mega's controller ports are sort of at either side of the machine. So I wouldn't be able to use this unless I got some, you know, extension cables to plug this in, and then I'd be able to use it with the Multi-Mega. Unfortunately, inside the box there was no inlays, so these controllers and the infrared were just sort of moving around and bashing into each other. Here you can see one of the controllers. These things are fairly uncommon actually, and are quite rare. 6-button arrangement here, so not the standard 3-button ones, which is really awesome. It means I can play, you know, Street Fighter 2. Yeah, I can play Street Fighter 2 and have all the punch and kicks separated onto the buttons rather than having to press start to switch between punches and kicks. So that's nice. These were quite expensive. Bought them from MT Games down in Weston-super-Mare, as I did most of this stuff. So I'll sort of let you know as I go through it. So that's Mega Drive 2 wireless controllers. And picked up a Sega Mega Drive game. Here is Comix Zone. This game is really awesome. I remember playing this back in the day at some point in time. It's not particularly common, so it was reasonably expensive. I bought this one from New to You Games, which is another shop in Weston-super-Mare that I frequent every now and again, go and have a look at. And then just trying to get you a sort of look at some of the screenshots. It's a really cool game, this one, and yeah, happy I picked that up. As I say, uncommon, so it was quite expensive. N64. So, we'll start off with the games, and then I'll sort of move on to what this thing is in a minute, because even I'm not sure. But anyway, picked up Top Gear Rally 2. As you may have seen on a previous pickups video, I've got the first one. This one was actually boxed and complete, and the box was actually in really good condition, which is funny because Top Gear Rally, the first one that I had, the box was completely crushed and was in really bad shape. So I picked this one up. It's the sequel to Top Gear Rally, of course. See if it's any good. On the N64, play that on the RGB N64. Hopefully it's a good one. And by the way, that came from New to You Games. This one was from MT Games, and this is Quake 2 for the N64 as well. Again, it looks to be in decent condition, but this was cart only. So Quake, I think a lot of people know about Quake, the first-person shooter game. Really good game it was back in the day. And I've got Star Wars Rogue Squadron, because I remember this also being a pretty good game back in the day on the N64. So yeah, I wanted to get Shadows of the Empire as well, but that wasn't in any of the shops, which was a shame. But there we go. I've got this, which is cool. Rogue Squadron on the N64. And then I've got this thing, which is a bit of a curiosity. It's called the Game Booster. There's a little switch here. It's for the N64. And it's got an N64 cartridge slot, I think, at the back there, which is interesting. And, I mean, any fellow retro gamers out there, I think that slot there is a Game Boy slot for plugging in Game Boy games. Let me know in the comments section below to let me know if I'm right, if you think, like myself, that is a Game Boy cartridge slot. I've not even tried this thing out yet, so I do not have any idea what it is. It wasn't tremendously expensive, and, you know, it's something I've not seen before. It's kind of a rare thing as well, I think. So that's why I picked it up. So yeah, a Game Booster for the Nintendo 64. A solitary Sega Dreamcast game, which is Daytona USA 2001. Picked this one up. It was quite expensive as well. This one came from MT Games. Trying to get you some screenshots. It's quite hard to do. There we go. Daytona USA 2001. Yeah, so as I was saying, this one was quite expensive as well. Dreamcast games are getting quite expensive now. Even the more common titles that you knew well and sold well, and most people that had a Dreamcast had them, you know, the value is getting ridiculous. And at some point in time, I'm going to do a video about the cost of retro gaming because, yeah, certainly since I've started collecting, things have changed a lot. PlayStation. Picked up Actua Soccer Club Edition, mainly because I'm collecting the Actua Sports series of games. So as you can see, this is one of them. So this was Actua Soccer with the Premier League teams in it, which is, you know, kind of cool, I guess. I liked this back in the day. I will play this and do some video on this, I suspect, at some point. Might even do this one with Mike, get him over so we can reminisce about the old club teams, the players, etc. So yeah, this one was an eBay purchase, not a game shop purchase, and was quite cheap. So I thought, you know what, I'll pick it up because I very rarely see this on my travels when I do go to game shops that sell, you know, retro games. Got International Track and Field. This came from MT Games, which is cool. The case is a bit cracked. It's got the manual. However, notice how the disc says Platinum. They've given me a mismatched disc, so I've actually got the Platinum disc with the original case and manual, etc., which is a bit of a shame, bit of a bummer, because I like to try and collect all originals, all Black Label original PlayStation games. I don't want the re-releases as such, so things like the Platinum versions, which is a shame, but there we go. So yes, it's a button mashing game. I've got the second one that you would have seen in a previous pickups video, so I thought I'd pick this one up, try and see if I can get any, you know, sort of screenshots or anything. Probably won't be able to. You probably won't be able to see that very well, but there we go. International Track and Field. A platformer, sort of like a pseudo 3D platformer, Pandemonium. I saw this being played recently. I can't remember whose channel it was. I saw it on, and it reminded me of actually how much of a cool game this one was back in the day. I remember one of my friends from school had this. I went round his house and played on it. I think he may have even lent it to me, and I played it at home as well at some point. It's a cool game. Pandemonium. Wipeout, or Whip 3 Out. Yeah, here's Wipeout 3 on the Sony PlayStation. Again, I like the Wipeout series. I've got 2097, which Mike recommended to me, and I remember from playing on a demo disc back in the day, was a really good game. So here's the third one. It's hard to get the screenshot in there, but this is one I'll cover and I'll show some footage of, I suspect, at some point. So Wipeout 3. Ta-da! Air Combat. Now this, it was really hard to find a copy of this on eBay and in any game shops. Original, so no platinum or anything else. And also complete, because the ones I was seeing on eBay didn't have the manual. But anyway, I did that, picked this up. So this is now complete, which is awesome. Didn't cost me too much money. This came from New to You Games. So there we go, Air Combat. And finally, picked up V-Rally 2. This game was really cheap. It's got the manual, it's complete. It's in okay condition apart from that humongous crack on the front of the case. And yeah, so I remember V-Rally was cool, it was fun back in the day, so I thought I'd pick up the second one. So, thanks as ever for watching, guys. Any of you that may have seen my live stream last night, I was only testing. It wasn't actually for any specific purpose. I was just testing out my equipment and seeing how you set it up and get it working, with a view to potentially doing maybe a Friday night live retro stream. That's something I might do. Again, leave comments below if you think that's a good idea. It was Gruss Newton who kind of gave me that idea, because he's been doing a lot of those too, and they've been really, really interesting to watch. So nice one, Russ, for that one. And I'm glad the SD card got back to you safely. Let me know how you get on with that. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you again soon.